and he is the MVP of the 6U division, man. So let me get a little bit more information about you. What school you go to, and what team do you play for in the fall?
I play for Tennyson, and I go to Tennyson. I play for Tennyson, and in fall I'm gonna play for Tennyson Middle School.
What was the key to you being able to separate yourself from all these high-level athletes that are out here?
Just being smart and humble.
So what did you see from the defense today that allowed you to be so successful?
I got 2 touchdowns. I feel like I was more quicker, speed, and my quarterback threw a lot of dots to me.
Man, shout out the quarterback, man. We got to show some love.
His name Owen Smith.
All right, man. Now, outside of that, man, if there's a younger athlete, a younger receiver that liked what you did today and they want to mimic your performance, what kind of advice would you give them?
Be humble, don't be cocky, and play hard. And yeah.
Any shout-outs?
Shout out to Tennyson. Shout out to my dad, my mom. Shout out to all my teammates. Shout out to Tennyson family.
We'll see you guys next time on Semi-Pro Live.
Last week, we were invited to cover Gridiron football. Lionhearted, a very familiar program, took home yet again another championship. The championship game ended with an interception in the end zone.
And Lionheart coming away with the victory.
After celebrating, we were able to speak with the head coach and MVPs.
You guys were able to come away with another flawless victory, man. So what is the key? This weekly play, you guys are getting a lot more games in than the typical 7-on-7 program, and it's definitely showing on the field. So tell us about this unit and what it took to get this championship.
Through conversation in our group text and with the parents, we were kind of like, to help further their development, what else can we do for the boys? And league play was the one thing that everybody kind of agreed on, and we came out and they took care of business.
Well, man, tell us who's going to be your players of the game?
This kid right here, he's not the same quarterback that he was weekend 1. So kudos to him, his parents, and these boys for picking him up. Because without 10, we wouldn't be here. As y'all probably saw, we don't have another quarterback. But without 10, we wouldn't be here. And then this one right here.
What are you doing?
Yeah, he finally made some plays. He been bragging me, give me a shot, and he came away with 2 touchdowns in the championship game. Jacob and Brody, QB1 and one of our receivers.
Man, let's start off with you, man. So what's your first and last name? What school you currently attend?
I'm Jacob Chansey, and I normally go to Prosper. Right, guys?
All right, man. First and last name. What school you go to?
Brody Clark, Isla Junior High.
All right, man. So let's start off with the quarterback, man. So what did it take for you guys to come across with such a dominant performance, even in the championship game?
Just playing together and practicing and bonding better, and it made us a better team.
So tell us a little bit more on what effect the league play had on your season.
So our first tournament, we didn't do too good. So we decided to do league play, and ever since, like league play, we've been doing good, and then it's been helping us in tournaments and stuff.
All right, man. So if there was a younger quarterback who was watching your performance today, what kind of advice would you give him?
Just keep pushing and never give up.
Explain over here to this man with all this swag on. He got the glass, he got a title belt on, man. He didn't dripped out on him today. So let me get your first, let's get your first and last name again, man. What school you go to?
Brody Clark, Isla Junior High. Oh, my bad.
Bro,
come on, bro.
What kind of performance did you have to put on to come across with this championship MVP with the quarterback here?
Good performance. I just had to be better than the man across from me.
So what kind of things did you guys do to prepare for this matchup?
Practice.
Practice. All right, man. Well, if there's a younger receiver that's looking at your performance, they want to emulate what you did today, what kind of advice would you give to them?
Just run your routes hard and you'll be in the end zone.
Okay, man. We got to plan out, man. It's a whole bunch of champs over here. It's not just...
Hey, I'm big dog. Yo, run
man. So, before we let you go, we need to know, man, who wants to be on camera with Reese?
Hey, Ethan, bro. It's Ethan, bro.
Ethan up front. Come on down, Ethan, man. What's your first last name? What school you go to? All right, man. So now, you should have seen this. You guys are part of Lionheart. You guys are always on Semi-Pro Live. So I need you to say something edgy, something rough, something that's going to get all these teams that got to play at premier events and these other tournaments. We need them to be intimidated. So next time somebody's going head-to-head against Lionheart, what do they need to know about you and your teammates?
We're going to protect the pride.
Ooh. Break it out on that note, boys.
Hey, pride on three, pride on me. 1, 2, 3, pride.
And that'll be the final word.
That's what the Lionhearted Pride is all about.
This guy balled all day, dropping dimes, 17 touchdowns, no interceptions. This goes to Austin Knox and his co-MVP with Justin Asur.
Come on, Austin.
Here you go, Austin.
All right, man.
Yes.
You got to hold your
He was our
box.
state champ quarterback last year. This is a state championship team defending.
Okay, well, the defending state champions from Austin Westlake, man. So tell us a little bit more about this game and this tournament. How were you able to come out and just maintain your high performance throughout this full tournament?
You know, a lot of it's play calling. You got to get the right plays in, and, you know, if receiver's open, just throw it to them.
All right, man. Well, what kind of things did you guys do to prepare for this tournament? Was it just business as usual, or did you guys go and try something new to come out with a new result?
A lot of hard work every day in practice, every week, you know, every day grinding.
Now, the most important question, man, there's a lot of kids from all different levels out here. We're usually a youth sports network, so we don't get to cover high school as much. So if there's a younger athlete that gets to see your performance or they get to see your interview, what kind of advice would you give to a younger quarterback who's trying to mimic your performance?
Just outwork everyone, you know, every day in practice.
Man, that's some good advice.
On Monday, Rod Tanner hosted episode 3 of The Tanner Report, powered by AAU. Special guest, A&M's very own Jalen Jones.
Tell the viewers and tell everybody about your path through youth sports and AAU. Give us some thoughts and background on that path that you had.
That path was a journey, you know, just starting off, you know, with track with AAU, you know, competing for Junior Olympics, you know, it was just always, you know, good to be out there competing because that's what I like to do. And then that going into playing AAU basketball, also playing AAU football. So, you know, it's been a long journey, but a fun journey being in the South Texas AAU district.
We also spoke to Ruby Sanchez and Alicia Jones to discuss the Parent Symposium during the J17 camp in May.
Tell us a little tidbit of what people can expect in information.
Okay, I'll talk about the recruiting process because I'm very versed in that. We spend a lot of time with that. We're going to talk about the absentees that you are allotted over your high school career. We're going to talk about some of the things you need to find out from the universities of what they have to offer the kids as far as academic help. And then I'll let Ms. Sanchez kind of talk about the other 3 areas with what's needed in the transcripts.
So on my end, I'm going to talk a little bit about what NCAA Eligibility Center is and what their purpose is. I want to make sure that the families understand the difference between the approved core courses and the core courses that are accepted just in high school. I want to make sure that parents understand that there are 3 graduation requirements, at least here in the state of Texas.
You know, I'm excited that Jalen, for those who are not aware, for kids that have been participating in the program over the last year and organizations that are registered right now, you know, Jalen is raising money to sponsor 50 athletes, and then the district is going to sponsor 50. So we're excited that we're going to actually sponsor 100 athletes in this camp. The camp is going to get capped at 150, and we've already sent out the notices to the organizations that are eligible for some of those slots. That information went out today. So, you know, Jalen, thank you so much for stepping up on that aspect. That's awesome, brother. Awesome, man.
Well, we are back. No, there's nothing wrong with your camera. We got Greenville again, back-to-back interviews. We were interviewing the 10U, and he was in the midst of another championship game. So we're going to bring the coach back in to reintroduce himself, man. So what's your first and last name? And tell us about this great program that you've helped to establish.
I'm CJ Nelson, man, out of Greenville, Texas. To be honest with y'all, man, like I said before, we just a lot of hungry kids, man. We started from scratch and we ain't had no practice. I mean, this is one of my, coaches, both of them, they help us out a lot. And half the time we don't even get a chance to practice. But when we do, we make the best out of it. Like I say, my 12U team lost both games in, bracket pool play, came back and fought hard and won our championship. The team that beat us, we came back and, did our thing.
Tell us about some of this parent support, man. There's a lot of organizations and teams that I'll let you guys step 2 steps this way. There's a lot of organizations or teams where if the older division was playing, the younger kids weren't going to stay around. They've been out here a long time. They would have gotten in the car and started heading back up to Greenville. So tell us about the org and how you guys are supporting each other.
Half of them are brothers, to be honest with you. And, we got babies. We got babies on the 10U team. That's, their brother or sibling playing on the 12U team. And I myself probably got about 8 people in the car with me alone, But my parents, like I said, they full of support. We got our high school behind us. Coach Duke, he helps us out a lot. Ramon here, he's big with the school. He helps us out a lot with fields and, times. And, like I say, we just Greenville, and we come. Hey, but when we come, but if I had to say, man, I love these boys, man. They give me all they got. Some of them play baseball, basketball, so we work around their schedules, But overall, good team. Where my dogs at? Yeah. Where my dogs at? Woo-hoo. Where my dogs at? Yeah. Where my dogs at? Woo-hoo. Where my dogs at? Yeah. Where my dogs at? Woo-hoo. You say. You say. You say. You say. You say. You say. Greenville. Now give me 2 claps in the Ric Flair. Woo!
So, Coach, do you got a player of the game? I know it's a hard decision, but is there somebody?
If I would say play a game out of 12, it'd be Mr. Christian Contreras.
Christian, come on up here, man.
He came and he did his thing.
All right, Christian, man. Let me get your first and last name, what school you go to, and what's your social media if somebody wants to follow you.
Christian Contreras, Greenville Middle School, 6th grade center, all that, same thing. I'm not allowed to have social media.
Yeah. You know, when recruiting comes up, it'll be okay for them to get a Twitter first and last name that parents control. You know, the parents control. They'll be in on it. It won't be for all the messiness, but definitely want to get some eyes on this young man. So tell us, man, what was the key to you having such a clutch performance here in the championship game?
Coming together with the team. I mean, in the first 2 games, we had a lot of mistakes because not everyone was communicating. There's just a lot of little things that should be simple. In the bracket, we really got that stuff together, and so we started communicating as a team, and that's what really brought us together.
So, what are some of the adjustments that you and the coaching staff had to make during those down periods at the beginning of this tournament?
We realized some of the same patterns. Crossing routes, go within a wheel. So we just had to adjust. Our main adjustment was we played a lot of man in the bracket. So we manned up. That didn't allow a lot of crosses, didn't allow the deep things. So that was the main adjustment we made.
Most definitely, man. All right. Well, so we got your social media. You have any shout outs for anybody before we let you go?
Everyone.
Hey, he wants to shout out the whole gang. It's a whole Greenville nation out here. So how we end this, man? Do you happen to be a quarterback? Kind of, sort of, from time to time. All right, so I'm going to need you to do your quarterback thing.
I'm going to keep it real.
Which one of your guys speaks the least? Who is scared to get on camera? Turn around. Which one of these 12 you athletes don't want to be in front of this camera right now? Come on down, man. All right, Aiden, man. What's your first and last name? What's your social media?
Aiden Raya. I don't feel like shouting out my.
All right, man. Well, what I need you to do right now, I need you to dig down inside your soul. I need you to tell me something gritty, something edgy, something that's going to make teams scared to play the Greenville Lions when they see you guys on the schedule. So next time somebody's going head-to-head against these Greenville Lions, what do they need to know about you and your brothers?
Our defense.
They got defense. Go ahead and break it out for us one time. We'll see you guys next time on Semi-Pro Live.
There you go.
To your MVP, man. So I'd like for you to introduce yourself. What's your first and last name and what school you currently attending?
Aiden Martin, I go to Towel Memorial.
All right, man. So what was the key to that great performance you were able to put together today? Besting the competition, really separating your team from the pack, man. How were you guys able to come out and dominate from the start?
I mean, our team had a bunch of energy. We were staying hyped the whole time, playing good defense, catching the ball great.
All right, man. So outside of that, before we let you go, do you have any shout outs and do you have a social media handle or somewhere we can follow you if people like your performance today?
My Twitter is 23 Aiden Martin.
All right, 23 Aiden Martin. All right, guys, we got a familiar face, man. Coach Pyle of Team Fast, man. Ended up not in the winner's circle, but in the championship game once again, man. So the reason I want to catch up to you is because last year we had you guys every other week, and in a weird coincidence, we haven't had you guys this season, so I just want to catch up to you guys and get a little bit of information on what's been going on with the program, man. So what's new in Team
Oh, man, let me tell you, man, the boys have been competing and playing hard. We've added a 7th grade team, so that's what you saw here today. A lot of our 7th graders, a couple of and 8th graders kind of blended together to get them reps in these tournament environments to get ready for the bigger things. Our 20's been doing really well. We haven't been playing in a ton of tournaments. We lose a lot of kids to baseball and lacrosse, and so we've been selective about when we can get out there and play just because of the commitment level. Our kids, like I said, we're multi-sport athletes. We just don't play football. And in the spring, we wanted to explore that other side. As far as the facility's been doing great. We're actually looking in these next couple of months to expand it to a larger space and to do a lot more. So we'll be able to include basketball and volleyball and some other sports and strength and conditioning specific programming. So it's a lot of exciting things that are heading that way. But again, as a program, the boys are competing hard and playing well. Just finished track season, so we get a chance to get a couple of tournaments in, and then we'll see us down to College Station again, ready to defend the crown.
So tell us about your older boys, man. I've seen a couple of posts about Angelo. He's starting to get a couple of offers.
Well, not offers yet, but they're getting
attention.
Absolutely.
So tell us about the older group as they're approaching high school, trying to get the attention of the older coaches. So tell us what's that been like for you.
It's been exciting for them, right? Because at the end of the day, that's what we're in this business for, is to help them create a platform for them to get out there and get exposure. So we got a lot of kids on that team that have aspirations of playing at the college level, and our goal is to put them in those positions. So whether it's through 7-on-7, through training, through going on visits, to on Twitter, connecting coaches, connecting recruiting media, whatever it takes to get them the exposure. At the end of the day, those kids got to play on the high school field to get the looks that they need. So they all in track and they're posting their track stuff. They're all training outside, they're doing their training, playing sevens, they're posting that. So all the way around, every kid has an opportunity, if they want to pursue the college level. In order to do that, they need to get themselves out there, right? Part of it in your business, you guys do a great job of marketing and exposure. A lot of kids and creating exposure for them. And so we're telling them that you got to take that and run with it. The days of just, they'll find you, that's over and done with. We had a coach say, you can be the best player out there. Nobody knows about you. Nobody knows you. So you got to put yourself out there. So again, platforms like you guys, what Semi-Pro Live, what you guys are doing, environments like Seconds to Lead, some of the other events that we participate in, those are all just working towards a crescendo for those kids to get the exposure they need so that these colleges can see them, identify their talent, and then go from there.
All right, now before we leave, man, an awesome program. Well, first I asked you off there too. If you're looking for a lineman trainer, man, I know one who's in your area.
Okay.
He used to be in Dallas, but he's over there 2 days a week. You guys might be able to work out some. He's one of the best in the business. But outside of that, if somebody wants to come to that awesome facility that you have, what's the location, what's the website, and how do they contact?
So the easiest way is to go to itrainfast with 2s's.com. So the word itrain, FASST.com. You go in there, it has all our contact info, the location. We're based out of South Lake, and so we have a lot of kids from all over the top northern area of northwestern area of DFW. But itrainfast.com is where you can go to find us online, and has my email, contact information, has a contact us page. If you ever do want, I want to consider some training, or I want to get a running back specific, or DB specific, or lineman specific coach, and speed and agility, we do all of that out of our facility. And like I said, we're going well, but go to the website. We're on Twitter, we're on Instagram. iTrainFast is the handle. My personal one is always attached in the bio of it, so you'll see that too. And so do a lot of tweeting, a lot of retweeting. So you got athletes that can, can go, have no problem sending them out so that other people can see them. It's about spreading that kind of positivity and getting these kids opportunities. At the end of the day, that's what I would want for me, and I'm glad to be in a platform and position to be able to do that for others.
Most definitely, Coach. Well, we'll see you guys next time on Semi-Pro Live.
Right? I think everybody played hard. A lot of y'all
It's a
were
pretty
asked to
long
do
chain.
things.
I mean, it can fit two of them.
Asked
better too, money.
Well, we are back. No, there is nothing wrong with your camera. We got Greenville again.